Hey, how's it going? It's good to see you again. So I'm going to go through our fridge because there's just stuff in there that we need to get rid of, and I want to show you how I organize our fridge. I found some Rhodes rolls in our freezer, so I'm just going to put those in a pan and have them warm up today so we can have them for dinner tonight. So super easy. If you guys make Rhodes rolls, you just stick them in a pan. There we go. I'm going to cover them with saran wrap, let them rise 8 hours, 5 hours, however long that takes. So let's go take a look at the fridge. I probably go through my fridge once a week just to make sure the inventory is where it needs to be. So our fridge is a bit unorganized at the moment. And again, this is not about being perfect, but it's about getting it at least a little bit functional. With our busy schedule, I use these clear containers or meal prep containers, I believe is what they're called. This is not about being perfect. This is about being functional, letting go of perfection, but having it organized enough so that my family can find what they need. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to pull out all this stuff, see what we can save, what's still good, and I'll relabel it and just kind of show you how I keep my fridge organized for my family. So we're about halfway through this fridge, moving quickly. I notice sometimes when I'm not around that sometimes the fruit goes bad because I generally try to keep it cut up and really accessible for my kids to eat. But this went bad when I was gone, so I'm gonna compost this. So as I'm going through my fridge, at the very bottom is where I keep our cheeses. And so going through it, I realized that we have 3 bags of cheese. So instead of having 3 bags, I'm going to consolidate it all into 1 bag because my kids just use it for quesadillas and nachos and things like that. I want to attempt to keep things real on this channel. I want to show you, after further investigation, one of my kids had just bitten into this cheese block. Do you see that? So I'm still going to utilize it because it's our family, but I'll cut that off. But this is the real deal right here. Kids opening cheese and just biting into it. So I told you that I would let you know how I organize our fridge. So things go into these clear containers. The next thing that I do is I label them. So for example, cheese. So this is called a wine glass writer. So it's washable. So I just put cheese on both sides, so that when my family is looking for cheese, they know that it's in here. Obviously they can see it, but I like things organized, right? That helps also. And then these just wash off. Sometimes you have to use a wash rag and just kind of like rub it off. These are some of the items that I've pulled from my fridge. I'm gonna get them put back in there. Here is all the things that are going into the compost. So my kitchen's a mess. As you can see, things are getting a little bit dirtier before they are getting cleaner. So the fridge is looking pretty empty right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and put all those foods back in. So the fridge is so much cleaner, and I actually need to go to the grocery store. Our fridge is not generally this empty. But one of the things that helps me stay organized is, see how I label this? Like beans, this is a cilantro rice, salami, taco meat, sweet potatoes. I keep eggs in this handy little container here, and I have to consolidate. Moving down to the fresh fruits, the cheeses on the bottom. But this labeling does make it better for my kids to be like, quickly pull it out, eat it, put it away. So then they're not asking me what's for dinner. I hope that organizational tip helps. So we're gonna move on to all these condiments. Please tell me that you all have a bunch of condiments that you just don't need. They're such a pain. I'm gonna do the freezer next, and then we're gonna clean up our kitchen. Here is the freezer. So it is in a bit of disarray. I'm gonna do a quick inventory and I'll show you how it looks afterwards. So again, being really transparent here, going through that freezer, I pulled out these mini quiches. You can get them at Costco during certain times of the years. So I wanted to see what was left open in here. So when I pulled it open, all I see are green quiches. So my kids must not like green quiches. I actually don't like the green quiches very much either. But so again, reality. This is the reality of children, right? Who can relate to me? So I'm gonna put these in a Tupperware, put them in the fridge. I'm sure we can eat them at some other point. I'm sure we'll have guests who may like the green quiche, but as you can see, my kids do not like the green quiche. And you guessed it right. I labeled it green quiche. So now when it goes back in my freezer, I know what it is. And then my kids know that these are the green quiche that they don't like to eat. So I've just quickly gone through and just organized this freezer bin. So it used to be just like a jumble of stuff in there. So I just organized it again so I could see what's on hand for dinners for this coming week. And there you have it. I just quickly went through the freezer, organized it, went through the containers. So now I know that we can have some meatballs for dinner this week, meatball sandwiches, maybe some French fries. We can do a lot of shrimp. We can do some scallops. We can do some chicken tikka masala. There's lots of fruit in there that I consolidated so my daughter can have smoothies. Anyway, so after cleaning out my fridge, organizing it, this is the current state of my kitchen. So let's get it cleaned up.
Here is the clean kitchen. Isn't it so wonderful how a clean kitchen can really settle our minds and get us restarted for a new day? Here's my happy dance.
So I finally finished the kitchen. It took a bit longer today than expected. I had some running around to do with the kids, and then my son got home from school and he made a grilled cheese sandwich. And then those rolls that I had raising, we decided to make some donuts out of them. That was his first time to make donuts. That was about my first time to make donuts as well. So that was a fun little activity for us to do together, and I really appreciated that time with him. Well, I hope that you got done whatever tasks that needed to be done. And remember, we don't need to be perfect, so I will see you soon. Bye-bye.